Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to this game of Reus 2 already in progress, where, it turns out, I am not done with this planet. Okay, so this moose is outputting some food. As long as we keep putting down lost tags, Roaming Titan is going to keep gaining value. And then, we only have 3 distinct plants in this biome? Well, we'll get there. That'll keep growing. How are y'all feeling about growth? A little disinterested. If I put down one more bioticum over here, it might cause additional growth, but it also might not. If I was going to put down something over here, I want it to be something with the lost tag, right? It's like a fir tree is not like super exciting, but we need science, we need lost. Yeah, for the moment, just put a thing down. Let me buy more stuff so it's not throwing messages at us again. Alright, is that enough to push border expansion? No. We gotta buy ourselves a border expander. Well, I am gonna do it. We are for sure continuing to grow this city. Not the most exciting shit. Distinct plant. I guess I should be like... Yeah, we don't have any carrots. Because the 40 extra value from Massive Grazer is more than a single point of Roaming Titan is giving us. Alright, we're restoring biodiversity in case we need more biodiversity or whatever. Okay. So that's good value overall. And we are gaining prosperity. Let's gain 9 more points of science, which is something we're probably doing by playing with Pineground's castle, right? Out of curiosity, what are all your inventions? Okay, a feathered headdress that makes you look like you own the place, made from sea eagle feathers. Foil hats, very cool. The poison, produced from the pit viper. Lots of compelling mystery. And y'all need wealth so badly. All right, let's stay focused here. We have no minor emblems because this city has basically no food. But some minor emblems would be good. All right, I'm gonna buy another draft charge. We're gonna take another Taiga draft. So we would get value from another source of energy, but I think we know we don't have another source of energy unlocked, right? I don't really love any of these. Honestly, I think I'm going to take our reroll. So we would love something else medicinal. We have not been shown another thing that's medicinal. The sequoia is an awful lot of science. Black bear is great food and wealth production for trying to push the total value of the botanist city up. Rowan's just a good solid 1-star. I think we want to take this. It would be really great if we could build a sequoia. We might not be able to. We're already at 4 biodiversity again. You know what? We're probably going to be able to. I think that's going to happen. So, now the question. Were we to sequoia, where would we want to do it? It doesn't necessarily need to be in this city. Right? We get no particular benefit from a big plant. We're not going to hit another energy bioticum, sadly. Unless I create a little bit of ocean over here. Speaking of energy bioticum and a little bit of ocean. You want to maybe head over here for a second? So, extra gold for each science and adjacent biotica. I'm trying to figure out where I want to... We probably wouldn't want to overwrite the white-plumed anemone. That's outputting very solid science. So probably just, like... Probably just do it right here, right? We would upgrade this. I would put the white-plumed anemone back down. I don't want to upgrade over the white-plumed anemone. Well, I guess, like, the value of the botanist emblem is locked in, though. It doesn't harm us to upgrade over it. Yeah, that's not too bad at all, actually. But, like, you don't want to spend a white-plumed anemone in a... You don't want to put a 3-star slot down and then put white-plumed anemone in it. You want to put something higher value. Because we do have hydrothermal vents. We do have basalt. I think it's probably more of a hydrothermal vents kind of vibe. The oil can only be placed in shallow waters and the hydrothermal vents can only be placed in the deep. So that's frustrating. Maybe we just have to upgrade both of these and just do a little redesign. But the hydrothermal vents will get us to enough biodiversity to be able to place the oil. So I think I'm pretty happy with, like, I don't feel bad about immortalizing all of this stuff. How many upgrade charges do we have left? 5? Yeah, geez, you really... Alright. You want to have 2 distinct minerals. Okay. I just want to be a little bit careful about the order in which we do things. You'll be adjacent to a plant anyway. You'll be adjacent to base food. So if we upgrade this first and then this, we won't lose any value on anything. Alright, so legicize those fools. And now legicize this. Okay. Plant booster. Interesting. Well, so we probably want to put the hydrothermal vents here then, and put down some kind of decent plant. Right. Let me buy a couple of boosters here just so we can stop stressing about this. Okay. So we're putting down oil in... This is a food thing. We want to put the oil down here. This is where the oil is going to generate the most total money. Then a white-plumed anemone, I think, in this slot actually ends up being totally reasonable. It's producing science. It's producing mystery. Yeah, it's good. And then we want to put down some kind of awesome science plant here, except we don't have resources for... We don't have awesome science plant. That would be the anemone slot if it wasn't in the deep water. Oh, I guess you can put white-plumed anemones in the deep. I was thinking of the sea anemone. Alright, we're actually probably pushing pretty close to the trade route. Alright, so we need a little bit more total science. So 30... I would really like to push 2 more tech and buy 1 more Eon charge with it, and then start spending our population, I think. Okay, that's cool. That's going to just be some free science for us, pushing that technology up. Trying to think here about like what do we want to do in terms of. Yeah, they got us a 35th point of tech. What do we want to do in terms of acquiring another draft charge? Because actually, like Green Capital is feeling like it's very far away, and we do want to draft Ocean one more time. To try to get a better science plant. Do we have a better science plant in the collection? Can I get a better science plant? No, not really. Get some sun coral. That would be pretty good. What do you unlock sun coral with? The red sea whip. And then the red sea whip itself is like very good. Yeah, I think that's kind of like the thing. So we want another draft charge pretty badly. Yeah, a little bit more science. Am I going to have to force border expansion? I think the answer might be yes. Looking at our resources here. So I'm wondering if maybe it's just buy a draft charge with science, buy a border expander with science, and then all of our eon's going to have to come from population for a while for the foreseeable. We can do some creeks and stuff, which will help. Which will help with some of our value, but not having a lot of strong plants makes the creek a lot less exciting. We can do some decent plant work over in this city. We're like putting a creek down on this tile is awesome, but that's just raw prosperity generation, right? It's not actually doing the other stuff. So my other concern about this is like if we do this thing, it is going to be tricky, not impossible, but it's we're not going to get as many micro charges as we might like. We have one now. We'll be able to afford another one because we have to generate 5 more tech. Yeah, all right. I think this is the plan. Let's take the draft. Let's take the border booster. We're maybe not doing any more of this stuff, so maybe I just buy Eon Limit now with population until we're out. Okay, that's how much we have to work with. You guys, take a border boost. And we're going to continue expanding science in this city specifically while we work on all the other stuff. Okay, so drafting a good ocean charge here, getting another like 50 science or whatever is also going to get us 50 gold through the oil rig. We're going to get some extra science when we put down micros in the adjacent biotica. But I'm wondering if we need to spend all of our resources up here trying to make that sequoia happen. Alright, none of this stuff actually has the loss tag. So, if we were trying to set up a good sequoia, we have to gain a bunch of biodiversity and we have to gain a bunch of loss tags as well. I don't know. I just kind of don't think there's time to do this right. We could put down, so we could upgrade these. We could put down the poplar, put down the sequoia next to it. We could run a creek through that tile for sure. Every time we gain a lost tag, we're going to gain food. And we're going to gain a bunch more food off a massive grazer for putting down 2 new kinds of trees. So that stuff's all good. But we have to get some biodiversity. This is going to put us up to 5. We can do some replacement stuff. We might be able to pull some biodiversity from our micros as well, right? As we know, that is a thing that does happen. What are the free micro things from these creatures? Plus 7% science for each distinct tag on adjacent animals. That's exciting, actually. Skunk has a lot of tags on it. So we can put that on like the Labrador Tea and get pretty decent yield. You have okay tags. Oh, the hemp. The hemp will get really great value out of that. Oh man, yeah, okay. So we probably want to do 1 ghost fungus. Your free thing is just raw plus food. Not bad, not bad, but not as good certainly. And yours is 25% all yields for each adjacent bioticum that has a science yield. So that's definitely more of a put it on the sequoia kind of vibe. Unfortunately, it's actually not gonna be very many on the sequoia. Yeah. Sequoia would only have 1 adjacent thing with a science yield, so this would only... This probably ends up going on like the helium. Or something in this area, right? Where there's a lot of science yielding stuff around here. The helium's actually only going to get 50%, but it's 50% of that helium yield, which is for sure the right call. So I think I am going to go ahead and just do this. Because we definitely want this. Let's pull some micros so that we know what micros we have. Okay, unfortunately, we did not get any huge... we did not get any huge tags here. We didn't get any tags that are going to be super adjacent or super valuable when added. I guess I should be thinking about the woolly moth caterpillar in this area more because... they're trying to use it in this area because we get better wealth that we gain here. Prosperity that we gain here is extra prosperity if it pushes us toward finishing green capital. We don't necessarily have to finish green capital, but 25 prosperity on top of just everything else we're doing would be so good. It's rough. It's really rough. So the question... Can we get away without using our draft charge on this biome? Am I going to be able to get to 8? Let's have a look at... We didn't generate any micros that give plus biodiversity, which is the number one thing I was looking for. So let's try to figure out what else we could do around here. We can't really make use of upgrade charges in the way we would like. Stellar's Sea Eagle is currently not giving us a huge amount of value, and we could replace this with a bear. Well, the bear wants distinct adjacent critters. The bear's not awesome, honestly, for us in this situation. We just don't have enough time left to adjust to it. And you're not a critter, and you're not a critter, so putting it over top of the Labrador T certainly wouldn't get us anywhere. Yeah, unfortunately, actually, this bear is not very good. We didn't take the pull because of the bear, but yeah, the bear turns out not to be super helpful. All right. How do we gain more biodiversity around here? So we don't have any gypsum, but obviously that's counterproductive. So we could overwrite some of our low-level stuff with different low-level stuff. That's my plan right now. Okay, we could drop a skunk. We could drop a skunk for something else. That would get us a couple of points of biodiversity. If we want to put down 3 more plants, three new biotica, ideally, we can spend up to 4 eon just reworking things. All right, so right now you're lost, and we like the lost. If you could be adjacent to 2 critters, you could generate us extra biodiversity. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't really. Yeah, we're not going to get that. Okay. That's fine. The extra biodiversity from it just being a thing we don't yet have is good enough. Actually, are you a critter? No, you're not. Shoot. Be super helpful if you were. Because we could overwrite the skunk, right? But all right, so overwriting the skunk gains us a biodiversity from putting down a new thing, plus refunds us the biodiversity from the skunk. Okay, and they are just 1 each, so it is only 1 point. That'll get us to 6. We need to get to 8 in total. We're going to get to 7 when we place the poplar. So I just need to generate 1 more. And all that actually has to be is just replacing something that we have 2 copies of. Yeah, like we have 2 stones. Just replace the stone with something else. This agate doesn't actually care. Yeah, most of this stuff doesn't actually care what it's next to. So we can put down just like a Carolite. It's going to reduce our science output a little bit, but it's not actually going to cost us a point of technology. Unfortunately, the Labradorite's bad. It is going to be whack Labradorite. Is this stone on a leveled up space? It's not. That's right. I forgot this tin isn't even turned on. I mean, whatever. We don't have time to fix it now. All right. So we want to replace a stone with something. If I replace this stone with a plant that we don't have yet, there would be pretty decent total value to that. This gains us a lost tag, which is generally good. It gains us some food and science. This really feels like, I mean, it would gain us science overall, but not a very large amount. And it does feel like overall, this is better in this city where it will activate the moose again. And I think we're gonna replace this stone, which is not doing anything of import, with a superior plant. That's some biodiversity. Then we're going to replace this skunk yeah, the fact that we gained a plant and a lost tag is fun. So we're gonna keep gaining very aggressively here. All right. Then we replace you with something. Managed to get ourselves to -1 technology, but it's fine. We're gonna fix it. And it would be best to replace you with a plant if there was a kind of plant that we didn't have any of, but we don't. Yeah, we can't actually do that in this situation. So the only thing we can put in this slot is Caroite or Labradorite. So let's put down some Caroite, because at least we'll get the full value of this. And you know, a point of mystery is decent here. Alright, so that's 7. Then we're doing upgrade charge here. Spending one of our few remaining upgrade charges. It's weird that it says minerals. There's some shenanigans going on. Ooh, we got a plant booster. That's a pretty good pull. So this is going to be the saddest Sequoia ever, but it's still honestly pretty good. It's a better total yield than anything else we have access to. So we do a poplar here. Is it doing it? Yeah, the fact that this says taiga minerals, now I'm a little worried that the game is kind of having a little bit of an upset. So we're gonna hit quick save. We're gonna bop out to the main menu, cause it to reload, and hope that fixes it. Okay, it says plants again now. That's good. There we go. Orders are coming through. That's 8 biodiversity, 9 biodiversity. Why did you get extra biodiversity? I have no idea. Doesn't matter. And then we're going to put down the Sequoia. Okay, we have 3 Eon to work with. We got to find our way to the end of the game from here. I am pretty sure we're only at 20 ruggedness. I'm pretty sure that we are going to want to creek this. Am I still gaining? I am still gaining. Okay, so that's going to finish the 2-star. I figured it would. We're also definitely going to gain a couple more points of prosperity here. Way to invent some amazing roast. All right, and we're not so far away from Green Capital. And we're going to use a lot of our micros in this area. Playing micros around the hydrothermal vents is going to get us some extra stuff there. And there is still the very good possibility that the oil is going to push us over another trade route, which is going to pull extra science from this city into that city. Especially, like, we can hope that they'll grab poison or something. There's a couple of decent. Yeah, probably poison would be the best, because that's a full point of prosperity and then some extra resources. The feathered headdresses also okay. But that's going to be like our last play. So let's go ahead and buy. So we have enough attack for another microcharge, and maybe even one beyond that. We are going to buy a terraform charge for sure. We're going to buy a microcharge because it doesn't help us to expand borders again, probably. Yeah, probably not. But the micros will certainly help. We're probably not getting another microcharge, would be my guess. Maybe. We'll see. So, this carrot here, if we had another plant, another kind of plant to put over it, we've used all of our plants, all of our tier 1 plants. Yeah, assuming the meaning of distinct here is the meaning we think it has. It's so weird because it does seem to function in different ways in different circumstances, right? I don't know. I'm not going to stress about it too much. I'm just like, I am definitely debating replacing this with like a fir tree or something. But I don't want to lose a bunch of food off of roaming Titan. I just do want to gain a bunch of value from the sequoia. Anyway, speaking of gaining a bunch of value from the sequoia. Let's see, terraform planet. Let's throw a creek down right here. Alright, plus 50% yields. Pretty solid. Now, we have some micros. Let's talk about what we want to do here. Plus 10 food, plus 10 science for each distinct plant within borders, up to 6 times. We would want to put this on probably, like, it doesn't really matter what, right? We could put it on the poplar. The poplar is actually only a 2-star, and that way we get the creek improving its value. Making that poplar actually quite strong. All right, other emblems. We earned ourselves a second copy of that botanist emblem, which is fun. So here we're talking about just raw generation. To some extent, I want to play that around the creek, right? Like there's a part of me that definitely does. We could put down another creek. Honestly, like run a creek right here. It's not a horrible idea. Another thing we could do, another thing that's worth thinking about, especially as we're pushing closer and closer to green capital, is that adding a mountain to this biome, even if we don't put anything in the mountain, which we wouldn't probably, adding a mountain to this biome does increase its ruggedness by 3. So, something to think about. If I put down 6 from predators. If I put down a different plant. We pulled a draft charge from. Why did I have a draft? Oh, because we haven't done that ocean draft yet. Because I was debating whether we were going to actually need it for this. I think we're gonna need the ocean draft. Red Sea Whip. That's our thing. That's our girl. Yeah. Okay. It was the only thing that makes sense is playing Sun Coral in that slot, and that's what we want to be doing. We get a bunch of extra science from that. This bunch of extra science is also extra gold thanks to the oil. Is also potentially extra. Yeah. This is right. So the Red Sea Whip itself is also like fine. It's a level 2, so I don't think we have a place to put it. And I certainly couldn't afford to do another upgrade because of the fact that we'd have to replace the Biotica. So we're looking at, this is a tier 3 slot with a plus 50% booster in it. So this is actually going to be a lot of science. And that is also going to be a point of gold for each point of science, which is great. So that's how we're going to run out of Biotica, or run out of Eon. The question for us now is, what do we spend the other 2 Eon on? We don't really want to lose... You're a predator. We don't really want to lose any food sources or anything. We don't want to lose any plants for moose purposes. But we can affect the ruggedness of the biome by doing stuff over here. So right now this skunk is pretty bad, but it is a predator. Shit, right. Removing predators is not going to help. We need to place a mineral over something that isn't a mineral or a predator is kind of what I was thinking. But we actually don't. This entire biome is all minerals and predators. This entire city is all minerals and predators. We don't have anything here that isn't generating the maximum amount of barrenness. More and more, I am thinking that we are adding a mountain to this region instead of adding a creek, just to get the 45 extra value on the tough tree. And then with this gaining another loss tag, it'll push roaming titan on the moose even higher. So that's pretty valuable. Gosh, I wish we'd gotten to run the bear here. The bear would have been really good. Okay, so we're still talking about 2 Eon that could be used to replace stuff. What are we gonna replace? And how are we going to put down our existing things here? Plus 25% all yields for each bioticum that has a base science yield. What if it's better to put it down here? I'm trying to think, like, this will be producing probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 science, and it actually does have 3 adjacent biotica producing science. Whereas here we're getting a 25% bonus on 500. That's still better. Yeah, okay. I think the woolly moth caterpillar has to go here because we're not going to get any 3-star emblems here except for the sage, right? How close are you to your 3-star emblem? You're 10 points of population off. I don't think we're going to boost our population by 10. And in any case, this is a flat bonus. I want percentage bonuses on the Sequoia. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and put the woolly moth caterpillar down there. The worm and the drone beetle are just, whatever. The krill goes in the... Yeah. All right, let's put down the woolly moth caterpillar here. 25%. What was I going to get from you? Plus 7% science for tags on adjacent animals. Yeah, that's no good for this situation. This feels weird because I'm only getting the 25% bonus, but I think it's right. It's just a weird situation. All right. We need to gain 1 wealth for trade, and actually that's not even very much science, or it's not very much gold. The worm is going to, or not the worm, the drone beetle is going to get us there. So we want to put this drone beetle on something that we're not going to put another, like this agate's terrible, right? I'm just going to throw the drone beetle on that. That'll push us over, get us another trade route. The trade route will get us, hopefully, a good trade good. Plus, it'll get us the contagion bonuses, because they exist in both cities now. Yeah, they exist in both cities now. So let's see where the traders run. Okay. Port West Grove again. They really don't want to trade with the castle. They do not care for the castle. I wouldn't hate the aquarium. The scrumptious dessert. Honestly, scrumptious dessert's probably the best thing that could get imported. And you're already pulling the rings, so yeah. Okay, that would be really good for us. It's 4 points of prosperity, which is fantastic. 3 of them count toward green capital. Okay, so how many things do we have in this region that are toxic? We have the white-plumed anemone and the hydrothermal vents. Okay, so we're already live on the bonus from the scientists, the mad scientists. So I'm trying to think, like, what is, if we're replacing stuff, what is the most valuable stuff to replace? This seagrass is terrible, actually, here. Because we have put an expanse biotica next to it. You want to be adjacent to something that has a base food yield. On the seagrass. Okay, scrumptious dessert. That's fantastic. That's so good. Yeah, that gained us 100 science very, very quickly. See, this doesn't say that it caps at 50, but it must cap at 50. But yeah, so overall 100 science just from our contagious products is pretty good. That's got us to 6 science away from pushing over, 6 technology away from pushing over, which will add 31 total diversity to the planet, which has got us pretty close to 3 stars right there. All right. What else are we doing? Somebody's got to get these krill. So we want to put something adjacent to this red algae that is producing food. It doesn't really matter what it is. It would be cool if it was a sea anemone, which is a not actually an option. Unfortunately, it can't be red sea whip because none of the slots down here are... Yeah. Huh. Well, you know, we could move the red algae over. We don't need the extra biodiversity from the clownfish anymore, and the clownfish is just, at the moment, is just kind of terrible. So we can move the red sea algae to here. Well, I can't replace all this stuff, though. So I want to replace the seagrass. The seagrass is doing bad work. What do we replace it with? I mean, kelp is at least more food. Feels pretty bad though, right? That's a very thin gain. So it probably the two replacements we're looking at are probably this and that. It turns out these are terrible. All right, what do we want? Amber gives us the wrong kind of resources. Chert's not bad. Chert's like 35 points of resources is pretty good. But we need to put something down with the base food yield. I hate for it to be the herring, but it might be the herring. Or like, there's no reason it couldn't be sea bass, I guess. Yeah, all right. We can afford the biodiversity. So that's a sea bass. And this is probably just chert. We need to have something with the food value for the red algae. But this other thing can just be chert. Trying to make sure there's no reason. We need to have micro in the adjacent biotica. We're totally going to. I'm gonna do that in a second. So yeah, just put down some chert. Let's replace the thing that's kind of bad with a thing that's kind of good. Honestly, we don't even really lose food because of the mystery on the chert. Okay, let's put down these micros. So this chert's not gonna be amazing ever. Although it is, of course, getting minor spirit. Valuable minor spirit. Oh, right. And by putting down a thing with 2 element tags, I improved the value of the minerals around the oil. And so I improved the oil again. I totally forgot that was going to do that, but that's rad. Okay. So now we want to get 3 micros into the adjacent biotica. The krill can just go in the, what I was thinking is the krill could just kind of go in whatever. This yield we might actually apply some kind of significant modifier to, but this one we probably won't. So let's just put down the krill. We might want to use one of our like botanist emblems or something in this area as well. Not percentage modifiers. So let's use the worm. We're definitely going to take the next charge on him because percentage yield bonuses. So this worm, I guess this worm doesn't have to go over here because we're going to want to put the other stuff that we get in this area too. So plus worm on, I don't know, you. Just take a micro. And then with that placed, do another pull. What do we get this time? Plus 25% food. Plus 2 biodiversity and tagged toxic. That's fun. Does this city has both of its toxics, right? Yes. Okay, everybody does. Nobody needs the toxic tag at this point. So this is kind of not anything. 20 science, and then of course the very good woolly moth caterpillar. At this point, we can go ahead and put down that plant because we have no other Eon to Eon. So let's drop some sun coral in here and see what our values look like. I'm feeling pretty okay, honestly. I think things are going all right. This is going to be some good overall prosperity. It's going to complete green capital for us, or at least push us real close. It's going to add a lot of value to... Yeah, massive reserves jumped way the fuck up. Okay, it does not quite get us green capital, but we're definitely going to be able to push that over with micros. Okay, so this is kind of like the state of things at the end. If we use our last terraform charge to make the Pine Grounds rugged enough to fire the Poplar bonus, we're going to get 45 science plus a lost tag plus the 45 science is going to be improved by 50% because of the creek. So that's enough to push us over right there. And the question is whether that is better than just creaking this tile. And I think it definitely is. Yeah, it definitely is. Because here we would only gain like, what, 30 plus? Yeah, we'd only gain like 25 total points of science. And we could run a creek over here somewhere. There's like 125 points of value, which is probably better than the rugged thing. It's pit vipers. It's just an empty slot because it's outside of a thing. A creek here is probably the single use of the terraform that generates the largest total prosperity bonus. So that, I think, is the thing that makes sense to do, provided that we get our green capital finished without using the terraform charge. So let's make that happen. 8% bonus food for each distinct plant within borders to a maximum of 8 stacks. We do have 10 plants within borders, and I think they're mostly distinct over here. So, like, it's a shame that this is a star limited booster, because obviously it would be incredible on the moose. How much population do we have to gain for your 3-star booster again? It was like 10, right? Yeah, that's probably not happening. We already used... Oh, no, wait, this is a 3-star booster. That's the 2-star. The fact that one of the stars is covered by the number 1 caught me off guard there. Let's go ahead and drop that here. We're not going to get a better place for it. This is very good. And this is going to push us over green capital for certain. Is it going to get us an emblem? You know, it might. It absolutely might. That is several hundred food. It's not 6 food though. Okay, so that's gonna push global prosperity to 491. It gets us a draft charge we can't use. Okay, so this is about pushing us up another point. We have to find 7 more points of prosperity in the micros we have left, and we have enough to buy another microcharge, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. We know we're going to buy a terraform charge. We're kind of out of value at that point. Hold on. Is there a place where I have anything sitting outside of a border where it would make sense to push somebody? No, okay. It doesn't make any sense to purchase a border expander at this point. This is basically what I was looking at. So yeah, I think we definitely want to creek this. Let's have that happen. You come over here, my friend, and just put a creek. It's this patch, right? Yes, put a creek right here. Sorry, this would be a very silly thing to screw up. It's important that we get this right. Okay, so do we emblem this already? We did. I don't hate just throwing down the botanist emblem on the heliconia. I know that the heliconia is a good candidate for a percentage booster. It only has one adjacent thing it only has one thing that has an adjacent science field, so it's not a great holder for a woolly moth caterpillar. But that's pretty good value right there. How much are we gonna get off of that? Okay, that's gonna be like 3 more points of biodiversity, I think, or 3 more points of this stuff. Is it gonna lead to another invention? It's not. But overall, it's still very good yield. Okay, so we're 496. We probably want to take our woolly mammoth caterpillar down here into the ocean, right? This guy is completely surrounded by science yields. So I think this is probably the winner for the woolly moth caterpillar. Also, wealth is a very good source of prosperity right now. It is the thing every city has least of, I think. All right, we haven't actually finished Origin of Life yet either, so there is still the value to be gained from that. You are outputting some good resources. Some, like, flat science here, actually, I think is really good. Okay, well, we win. Yeah, right, like, this is absolutely the location for this. What are y'all doing? You're important luxuries. Sure. This is a good source for this because this is subject to a couple of different multipliers. The plant booster and then the value booster from being understarred for its slot. Y'all, I'm really into this game. This is very good. Put that down. That is so much yield. Holy hell, that's so much yield. We gain 135 points of wealth in addition to the yield from the plant itself. Just look at cheese. All right. So we have two star sage emblems left. Now, speaking of places where we are really low on a particular thing, giving that thing extra value, if we had a single good source of food within the borders of this within the borders of this city. Yeah, so we have each distinct plant within borders to a maximum of 8 stacks. So this is not really... We have like 3 plants here. By the way, we were allowed to place another hemp. I never did, but as long as there's only one other copy, you do still get the booster. There definitely were ways to drive the score of this higher. I'm pretty happy with what we got overall. So yeah, we can generate prosperity from food really easily in this city. But these are percentage boosters. We have just like a raw food boost somewhere, don't we? Nope, that's also a percentage booster. Okay, well, 25% food. That probably is something we want to do over here somewhere. The banana's boosted. The Heliconia is still not. We definitely want to put down a percentage science booster on it. For each distinct tag on on adjacent animals, right? That's no good. Also, we pulled another botanist emblem. This shit right here, this is what you want to be putting on these. Okay, so what is getting... You're getting a boost from being in a slot that is higher level. Oh, no, you're not. That's right. You're a 2-star in a 2-star slot. Is there anything that is overslotted? The Lignite's a 2-star in a 3-star slot. So it is getting a 50% boost to all of its yields. So just dropping a ton of flat food and science on it actually is going to be really good. This is like 100, even with this city being kind of low on plants, this is going to end up being over 100 food, which is going to do wonderful things for the amount of prosperity being generated from this thing. We probably will get an emblem out of it. 10% more science for each distinct mineral within borders. That's really good in this city. Yeah, I'm actually curious. How much is that? Okay, yeah, over 100 science, over 100. So that's 1 point of technology, but it's going to be 4+ points of prosperity from population, and it is going to earn us an emblem. All right, plus 10% science for each distinct mineral within borders, but we can't put it on anything higher than a 1-star. What is the highest science 1-star that we have? Is it going to be the potash? I think it probably is, right? Wait, did I end up without... We ended up removing our potash and not putting another one down. That's wild. It was a wild thing to have happened. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, given infinite time, you would make decisions in a different way than you... Huh. Okay, well... Copper's only 1-star, right? Yeah. Science percentage booster on copper. That's going to be the winner for sure. Pretty solid. And then 8% science boosters on things that are 2-star. So the Lignite, which has all this science, is now all boosted over. So yeah, there's no food to be had around here. 25 food from a 1-star, I think, is probably like approximately the best we're gonna see. Oh, do we have a banana tree around here? Oh, we do, but the banana tree's already fired. Well, the pitaya is a 2-star. The jungle fowl are 1-star. Yeah, all right. We'll go hit these both of the jungle fowl with this, I guess. This city has a lot of distinct plants. I mean, they all do. They both do. We're 10 points away from an emblem here, and 1,000,000 points away from an emblem here. Well, that's right. Sorry, this can go on 2-star Biotica. So it should probably be on the Pitaya for sure. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit more food. And then we have 3 more micros plus a microcharge to spend. Plus percent food on something. I mean, 25% food here does not hurt. Is this the largest amount of percentage gain that we're going to get? For each tag on adjacent animals. So we would want it to be something that's like... Yeah, this hemp. This is actually going to be really good on the hemp. Let's take a microcharge here. Let's hit that ghost fungus on the hemp. Because we have 1, 2... Well, I don't know if it... Does it say distinct tags or... Whatever. It's going to be good. Because this is a 5-tag animal. This is a 3-tag animal. Okay, it's distinct tags. But still, good. Still plus 56% science on a high science thing. That's a point of prosperity. Unfortunately, just 1, but yeah, it's still good. And then, like, plus 30% science for each adjacent animal is actually better. Well, I should have put that on there. And sadly, we do not get a chance to fix it. But yeah, these things do not have. They don't have improvements yet. Well, let's put the fly in here. And then also plus 30% science. Just the one time, but still pretty good. It's funny that we got 2 poison dart frogs and we ended up needing neither of them. Like the one playthrough where the toxic tag actually kind of matters and we have so much toxicity. The toxic tag should add to your rugged. Yeah, this should definitely have gotten a better multiplier than that. I just wasn't thinking about it anymore by the time it came around. All right, what's the highest food yield thing that we have left? I'm trying to think, like, how many tier 2 food yields do we have? We have some sea bass. Plus 25% on a sea bass is not like super compelling. The moose is already boosted. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than the sea bass, unfortunately. This is the thing. This is the kind of thing that you would like to have put on the bear, but oh, the sea bass is already upgraded. What about the other sea bass? Sure. Wait, is this Sargassum? This Sargassum does not have an improvement on it. Well, there you go. That's something. And then we also have another one of those. Come put it on this kelp. We are not going to get anywhere near earning another emblem. We do have the money for a microcharge. Which means I could have still afforded like a better upgrade on one of our big sources. Obviously, I'm not really maximizing here. I'm just like spending for fun at this point. Yeah, I could have afforded another big boost there. if we were still pushing for, as you all know, I can play plenty slow when there's still something on the line. All right, yeah, let's drop something hot on this heliconia. So each adjacent bioticum that has a base science yield is not very good here. Your thing is plus 12 raw food for fish. And your thing is tags on animals. So none of them generate anything that's like super hot for you. I'm just not even going to place this poison dart frog. Take that. We can get some good value out of a woolly moth caterpillar. What else do we pull? Ooh. A point of barrenness is almost very powerful. Let's add a point of barrenness to something inconsequential. This Luna moth. Or this, yeah, just like some fruit or something, you know, something where we're not going to be boosting it in any other way. Plus 50% food output if next to an animal. That's got to be something. Maybe something over here. Yeah, the agave probably, since a lot of our other good food boosters have been improved already. The Viceroy butterfly should go. I guess in this city it's going to give us a technology. If we were to gain a technology here, we'd gain more total value. It should probably be over here somewhere. And then the woolly moth caterpillar, like what do we have left in this region? So this thing does not itself boost very well. This white-plumed anemone is adjacent to 3 things with base science yields, and it has a pretty good yield. Yeah, let's woolly moth caterpillar here, and then just throw the Viceroy butterfly down in this area as well, because mystery in this city is pretty okay. And then I think we're actually done. Yeah, I have no doubt that we could have pushed much higher if I had sat and planned this out. Like I was saying before, you know, when I want to play slow, I can play awfully slow. When I want to like be careful, and we could have planned out how many microcharges we're going to get and what we're going to do with all of them. Okay, we would have had to get to 25 to get another terraform charge, which was certainly not happening. We didn't quite get the technology up to the extra invention. That would have been cool. But okay, I can take 529. I think that's an acceptable outcome. We didn't take our last draft. Let's draft in the rainforest. Tapers for everybody. Woo. They're adorable. You can't say they're not adorable. Okay. The time has come to accept that you have won the game. I was victory lapping a little bit. Okay, eventually we got some people up onto the moon. This should probably be zoomed in a little bit more. Are we setting up tents? Are there tents on the moon? I don't think we're even wearing fish bowls. Ridiculous. It does seem like we've taken some of the fauna. Civilization knows no bounds. This should be zoomed in. This is probably a bug. They probably want the moon to be a little bit more visible while all of this stuff is occurring on it. Yeah, overall, pretty good. So we got a 3-star for a new spirit. We got all of these eras. We did some fun things with the contagion. And I had a good time. I hope y'all had a good time. So, that's going to be 6 more rewards, right? And then this is going to fire 3 times. collected 9 stars. Okay, and we're very nearly done with 3-starring all of the different types of eras. And we have most of the stuff now, too, which is very helpful. Cassava, which gets plus 15 food for each surplus biodiversity in this biome up to 15 times. That is very strong for a 2-star. Okay, that's cool, too. That's also a pretty good 2-star. It can afford to be a little bit better if you're only allowed to have one of them, right? Zinc is great. Zinc is very good. It only costs 4 biodiversity, too. That's a fun one. Comes with bamboo and the camphor tree. Camphor tree is also very good. Sweet. Lions. So bonus for predator biotica on the planet. And also, a flat bonus for predators and a percentage bonus for herbivores in its biome. And it looks like the predator one's uncapped. That's pretty strong. Lion's Ear obviously plays very well with the lion. Makes a lot of sense. Ooh, Pink Diamond I think is new. I don't think we've seen this one before. That's for a 3-star that has no biotica cost. That's very good. Having just 200 points base yield. If you compare that to some of the other non-Apex 3-stars, I feel like that's a very high yield bonus. But I guess you only get most of it on the first one again, though. Olivine is a volcanic reef gem that produces quite a lot of gold if you have enough animals around it, and it comes with some pretty good. I do think these are pretty good unlocks in general. It's a strong early ocean draft. Obsidian is another good element. Distinct adjacent minerals. Volcanic King. Plus 25% science for each other volcanic bioticum on the planet. You don't see that kind of stuff on 2-stars all that often, I don't think. Okay. And our final pull for the Savannah. Cotton. Counts as an empty slot and bonus for flowers. Sunstone wants to be adjacent to a set of plant and animal. And it gives like okay yields in that case. It is an element. I guess there's something to be said for that. Predator and critter together is good. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess that's pretty all right. That's not bad, in fact. So that is going to give us where are we at here on as far as eras go. The only things we haven't 3-starred are the calm eras, which I think we'll do next. And then we'll finish things up by taking another crack at Sludge Corp now that we have a very broad set of biotica unlocked. I'm sure we can do this now. We had to gain some skill there. We had to learn some things. There's still a lot of stuff locked, actually. Including what is clearly a fennec fox. Right? That would have to be a fennec fox and not a sand cat. They're both kind of like small, fuzzy things with big ears. I don't know. It could be either, I suppose. Or, no, it could, because sand cats are already, yeah, because we already have sand cats. Okay, cool. Then let me... Camels and stuff. Yeah, we still have more to unlock than I thought, basically, is where I'm at here. Oh, yeah, look at all these forest 3-stars. All right, game. There is still game. I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. This has probably been broken into 2 episodes because I got carried away. But it was a fun planet. It was a fun planet to play with. Certainly not our most valuable, but I think one of our best sort of like diversified, where like all of the cities had pretty close value at the end. And also, just a lot of fun mechanics to play with on that one. When you come back next time, we're going to maybe try to just calm it down a little bit. I get a little overexcited with all the math. And we'll see you then.